In this video, you'll discover how to create a benefit-laden persuasion combo style sales page for any product. Hello, I'm Shane Valach from thrivethemes.com, and this is another sales page training video or a sales page tutorial video, which we're going to base on one of the templates that is available in Thrive landing pages. So we went ahead and built a template using all of the persuasion techniques and so on that you're going to discover in this video. So if you're a Thrive landing pages user, you can actually just deploy that right away and use that as a template. And if you aren't, you can just follow along with this tutorial and see how it's done and then implement that yourself with whatever tools you like to use. So let's take a look at this page and the elements that make it up. So it starts with a big box at the top, which is essentially a very attention grabbing. The idea here is that it really draws the eye, and it has, of course, a big fat headline at the top that makes your main statement, your main benefit statement, your USP about what makes your product special. And on this sales page, in this example, we actually start talking about the product right away. So that's different from the hybrid sales page we looked at last time, where we do the storytelling first. Here we, clear right away from the start. We're selling a product. This is the product. This is why it's awesome. And this is good. The bit we have at the top here is good for people who come in who already know a lot about your market. So in a previous video that I'll link to, I talked about the awareness ladder. So people who are high up on the awareness ladder, they already know that they need a solution. They already know that multiple solutions are around. These are the people who this is going to appeal to the most, right? They see, this is a product. This is what makes the product awesome. We have some bullet points to emphasize what makes the product awesome. And this is there to grab their attention. In this box, by the way, is also where you could put a video. If you want to use a sales video, this would be the place to put it. Now, what we have next is basically a text section. And so what we do next, after we've given this view of what the product is, what we do next is we start talking about the problem. So even if you have a very product-focused sales page like we do here, still it's very important to talk about the problem, to talk about the thing that, the issue that your product solves, and to maybe aggravate that issue a bit, right? To poke the wound a bit, so to speak. So, and the text section, you'll see that we just basically combined a large headline. Subheadings are good for people scanning through the page, right? They catch people's eye. And then we mix different text styles. So really what you can see in this text section is that we just make it so that even though it's quite a lot of text, it doesn't just have this wall of text effect. It doesn't it doesn't seem boring or dull or too much to read. We mix it up with highlights and things like that. This basic text section block is one you can repeat over and over again. So always with a large heading that kind of grabs your attention and tells you what the next bit is about, and then multiple paragraphs of text, and then the same thing again and again. That's something you can repeat as often as needed on the page. What we have next is we have like a benefit highlights section. This is something I love to do. If you look at my sales pages, I do this a lot. The idea here is we have a 3-column layout. We have 3 images or icons, and basically we have the same thing 3 times, right? We have an image or icon followed by a subheading followed by a short paragraph of text. The idea here is that you give people the 3 most important things, the 3 major benefits of your product, advertise like that. And the thing is that this is very easy to consume, right? You see that, and within a few seconds you can see, okay, these 3 things are amazing about this product. These 3 things set it apart from the competition. And this is something that you can, for someone who's just scanning through the page, this is great because it takes only a few seconds for them to see some of the main benefits of your product. And this will help them decide, okay, well, I can see how, again, people higher up on the awareness ladder maybe thinking, I can see how these 3 points differentiate this from the competition and make this valuable. So perhaps I should keep reading, right? So this is a great thing to do. I would keep it to 3 or maybe 4, right? You don't want to, if you have too many of these, then you lose that effect of it being very easy and quick to consume. So that's why I usually go with 3. Next, we've got a testimonial. Quick recap, a good testimonial should have an image of the person who gave the testimonial. It should have a heading of some kind that highlights the best part of the testimonial, then the testimonial text itself, and then an author line that tells you who it's from. Also, whenever you can get like specific details, if basically a testimonial of someone just saying, wow, this product is amazing, I love it, is good, but it's not as good as someone saying, this specific thing about this product helped me do this thing and get this result, right? So the more specific a testimonial is, the more valuable it is to your business in general. Next, we have another text section, same idea as before. And then we have a section which is kind of a feature benefit section. And the idea, the way this works is, first of all, we have this zigzag layout. Okay, so we have a text block on one side, an image on the other side, and that alternates for every section. And this is something that is aesthetically quite pleasing. It looks quite nice, but it's also something that kind of prevents the page from becoming monotonous, right? If everything's aligned the same way, it becomes kind of boring. And with this zigzag layout, it stays more interesting and it keeps the reader more engaged. The idea is here that you take, again, basically take the main features, the main chapters, the main things about your product, and turn each one into a benefit that you can visualize in some way. And here we're basically doing it like we're selling a software product where, screenshots would be one of the ways to visualize it, right? So you have a screenshot and then you describe the benefit of these features. That's the important thing, right? You think about whatever you have in your product, right? You have whatever stats and reporting, that's the feature. And then you think about what's the benefit, what's the positive outcome that people get from this feature? And that's what you describe. Quick note about this, if you're using this in Thrive landing pages, it's done in a way where the images, it really works well with an image in this format because the image will cover the whole viewport up to the side of the screen. But if you don't have an image that fits that format, you can just do like a normal zigzag layout, right? You can just do 2 columns, text in one, image in the other, without the special shenanigans we have going on here, right? So that's just like a visual effect, looks quite nice, but it's certainly not necessary for this to be an effective page. We repeat this zigzag several times, and you'll also see that there's a button in each section. Now that's something that you might want to just leave that away, but 2 things you can do with the button is, 1, you can link to a page that explains this in more detail. So if you have a more complex product that needs a lot of explaining, this would be the point where you link to the pages where you have a dedicated page explaining a section of your product or a feature of your product in more detail. Another thing you can do is link that to a demo. So ideally, it would pop up in a light box. It would pop up a video. You can use the event manager for this in Thrive Content Builder to make this happen, right? And put like a YouTube video in a light box that pops up when you click this button, so that you'd see example or whatever on the button. When you click it, you see a demonstration of what this thing looked like. Again, this works especially well for software products where you can just do a screencast and demonstrate a specific feature in your product. After we've done this, we have another section of testimonials, and same again, right? You have testimonials. It's great for social proof. It's great for showing other people are succeeding with this. And I like to sprinkle the testimonials in. So instead of just having a huge block of testimonials, it's much better to have 1 to 3 testimonials at a time, but sprinkle them throughout the sales message. After that, we have a very bold, very eye-catching what you get section. And the idea in the what you get section is that you make it like crystal clear what is the product that I will get at the other end of the purchase process. This is very important for online purchases, right? There's this uncertainty of what exactly am I getting, because we can't pick it up and shake it before we buy it, right? So that's the what you get section is the substitute for that, where you want to add, cover graphics, screenshots, that kind of thing, to very clearly visually represent the product that someone is about to buy. And then, whatever, use text or bullet points or lists or whatever to describe exactly, this and this and this and this is included in your purchase. That's the point of this section. Then we have the first purchase section. And here we basically have, again, a heading that has a call to action, get it now. And you can also combine that with a benefit, right? Get it now to start doing something better than before, or to start getting result or whatever. A bit of text, and then we have a button, and underneath the button we have a guarantee symbol, a secure checkout symbol, and some credit card icons to just add some, a sense of safety and a sense of certainty to that purchase button. So we have the purchase button where we have more testimonials, then we have more text section. And now in the next text section, basically we've already talked about the product. We've explained all the features and so on, and we've told people buy it now, but they haven't bought it yet. So we show them some more testimonials to try and convince them further. And now you can start writing about things to address objections. So you can start thinking about, or ideally interviewing people about it, to find out what are their objections. At this point, why haven't you purchased yet, right? Where you're still reading, you're still clearly interested, but you haven't purchased it. So what's the problem? So maybe you can address points like, why does it cost this much? Or even, why doesn't it cost more? What's the catch? Or will this work for me? Will this work on this operating system? Will this work under these circumstances? And so on and so forth. After this, we have kind of a miniature repeat of what we've had before. Again, we have a what you get section, but we've styled it differently. We've made it smaller, and we've added, in this case, we also have like, a price reduction kind of thing, but that doesn't have to be. But the idea is just like in a smaller box without using up quite as much space, reiterate what people get. If there is any kind of price reduction, this is a great point to advertise it. And then we have the purchase section again, which can be unchanged, just the same thing. Hey, I've told you all this other stuff, now buy it. And then after that, we have a money back guarantee. So if you have a guarantee like that, here's a good place to state it. This is again addressing an objection. It's kind of risk reversal, right? You're afraid that maybe you'll be wasting your money. Well, you can get your money back. And then in the very end, we have the FAQ section. And the FAQ section is a great place to just answer more objections, right? We use toggles for this because this allows us to answer a lot of questions that might not be very relevant to a large portion of our readers. So we don't want to use up a huge amount of space with these answers, but we can have them there in a simple little box. If you're interested in the answer, you click on it and you get an answer. And this is another place where you can address more objections that your visitors might have. And so altogether, this is just it's quite a long sales page, right? If you flesh this out, it's quite a long sales page that really presents your product in the best light possible. And it combines very cleverly all these different persuasion elements, the testimonials, the FAQ, the guarantee, the what you get, in a way that is very appealing and that makes logical sense, right? You're kind of following along with your reader as they begin to understand your product, as they begin to be persuaded. And we've tried to sort this in a way that has the best persuasive punch. Right, so that's a look at how you can create this type of sales page. And you can get some more information about this if you're watching this on the Thrive Themes blog. You can get more on this below the video. If you have any questions about this or any comments about this video, please leave a comment below. We look forward to hearing from you. I'm Shane from Thrive Themes, and thanks for watching.